Hello and welcome to The Telescope. Every week we'll bring you a fresh insight from the biggest car market in the world. Today we're on a static preview event of the Wuling Xinguang. It doesn't have an English name. I'm just going to straight translate it into something like a Starlight. We've reviewed the Wuling Nebula before, so Nebula, Starlight, you can see there's a bit of a theme going on here. It is a A-plus saloon aiming at the current best-selling saloon in the Chinese car market, and that is the BYD Qin Plus. That car, amazingly, is consistently selling at 40,000 units per month. Yes, you hear that correct, 40,000 cars a month. So it is aiming at a very big market. At over 4.8 meters long, this is quite a big car. It is what I would describe as half a size up compared to its direct rival, the BYD Qin Plus. And that is this car's major advantage. By just looking at it, you wouldn't think these two are the same class of vehicles. To put you into context, this is bigger than the BYD Qin, but smaller than the BYD Han. For the international viewers, this is bigger than the Volkswagen Jetta, but smaller than the Volkswagen Passat. At the front, it is very low, aggressive and futuristic. It's been designed with the Aero performance up to a full battery electric saloon, because this car has a full battery electric version, but that won't come until early next year. That has a slightly different front design with all of these holes closed off. And Wuling has spent an unusual amount of effort on the Aero performance of this car. It's all in the name of improving efficiency. Yesterday, we were brought to the wind tunnel of the CAEI, that might be the China Automotive Engineering Research Institution here in Chongqing. It's the best automotive wind tunnel in Asia. There we were shown a live demonstration of this car's EV version going at 120 kph wind speed and the corresponding rolling road surface. It eventually stabilized to a drag coefficient of just 0.228. 2 years ago, I organized the exact same event for the NIO ET7 at this very place. That car has an even lower drag coefficient of just 0.208. So I'm not amazed by the result. But you have to bear in mind, this is a much cheaper car. We're expecting this car's plug-in hybrid version to start at just $13.6 thousand. So $13.6 thousand. Now look back at that 0.228 drag coefficient. It's quite amazing. Of course, with such a tight budget, Wuling doesn't have all the toys at its disposal. For example, this car doesn't have an active front shutter on the air intake. That is an instant 10 count improvement on the drag coefficient. And when you wipe your hand from the A pillar to the front window, to the B pillar and the C pillar, you can feel this is not a totally flush side window. Of course, that's significant extra cost. And Wuling said with the current budget, they've made the side window as flush as they can be. But on things that doesn't cost extra, for example, this rear kick-up on the boot lid, Wuling has done a very decent job. This doesn't look very dramatic, but in terms of drag reduction, it's a lot more useful than your big fancy rear wings. And they've covered the underbody as well. So aero performance-wise, I think they've done a thorough job. The interior is less interesting than the exterior because, for cost control reasons, we've seen this before. This steering wheel and the center console is from the Wuling Nebula, and the screens are from the Baojun Cloud. We start on the good news. That's the screens fresh from the Baojun Cloud. This is definitely the class-leading infotainment system. The less than good news is this steering wheel and this center console. I know they're from the Wuling Nebula, but they feel half a class cheaper than the rest of the interior. Now, I'm someone who's seen the interior of the Wuling Nebula. If you haven't and walk just straight into this car, you probably won't even notice, but I will suggest in future model years, Wuling can remove some of the piano black plastics on some really frequent touch points like the steering wheel and this center console. You can leave the rest of the center console still in piano black plastics, but on these really important touch points, I don't like the reflections and all of the fingerprints I currently get. In the second row, there's good news and bad news too. Firstly, longitudinal space. This is a lot bigger than the BYD Qin Plus. I'm 5'11". This is easily big enough. The seat back angle is okay, if not spectacular. The seat overall is very soft and supportive. The less than good news is you can feel this floor has been slightly raised up to accommodate the battery underneath the floor. Even if I stretch out my feet, you can see my leg is sort of jacked up. Now, I must say the BYD Qin Plus feels like this as well, and it has less longitudinal space. So this is already a class-leading back seat. However, you do see Wuling is again restricted on budget. They cannot custom-made a very thin battery pack. On this class, Currently, the cheapest car you can get with a very thin customized battery pack is probably the MG4, but that is a pure battery electric platform, and this car has to accommodate the hybrid powertrain. To me, this Wuling Starlight feels like a very honest family saloon. According to the current information, it doesn't have any kind of assisted driving. It just wants to be a very fuel-efficient family saloon. It's targeting at over 60 mpg US and over 70 mpg UK, and that's with the battery at very low state of charge. So sort of the worst case fuel consumption. The biggest advantage of this car compared to the BYD Qin Plus is its size and its showroom appeal. If you put this side by side with the BYD Qin Plus, you wouldn't think they are the same class of vehicles. This is significantly bigger and with a more sophisticated design. My only worry for this car is cost control. Now, don't get me wrong, I know Wuling is famous for doing budget-friendly cars for the vast majority of the public. However, this car is so much bigger than the BYD Qin Plus, and some of the expensive components like the battery capacity and the electric motor, this is at least toe-to-toe with the current benchmark. The base version of the BYD Qin Plus currently starts at an amazing 99.8 thousand renminbi, and it even has a 5,000 renminbi market discount. That's roughly about 13.3 thousand US$. Can this Wuling Starlight match that amazing starting price? If it can, it will be a formidable contender for the current class champion. That is all from the Telescope today. If you enjoyed this video, keep watching, keep subscribing. More videos coming to you very soon.